Cole Holcomb, another Florida guy. I love talking to all these Florida guys. We're talking a little bit about COVID and how you survived. Did I get this right? You had to basically recreate an entire gym in your home in Florida to get your workouts in.
Yeah, so like I was telling you a little bit earlier, I came back up for a family event and they shut the whole state down. So I panicked. I called Chad, our strength coach, and I was like, I need the Sorinex reps number. So I got on the phone with that guy, Darren. Shout out Darren for Sorinex. I said, hey, what can you send me in like 3 days? I need a list of like everything in your warehouse you can send. And he sent an entire – my family has an entire home gym now. Everybody's getting active in that thing.
All right, so mom and dad have no excuse to get the workouts in now that you're gone.
Oh, yeah.
Did you beef up a lot? I mean, we have some people out there, fans, that are trying to compare pictures from last year's training camp to this year's training camp. Like, are your guns a little bit bigger now?
Yeah, I mean, I had the home gym, so that's all I had to do during when we were quarantining. I was just working out, and then I come in, we have our Zoom meetings, and do a little recovery. But I mean, not really. I mean, I'm about the same weight as I was last year. I think they just caught a really good angle.
Okay, you're being probably a little bit humble coming in here. Like last season as a rookie, you had over 100 tackles. Only Darrell Green has had that much as a rookie. Do you think about those numbers and kind of the performance and what you were able to do? Because even though you had over 100, I know there were a lot of plays that you still left on the field and could improve upon too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm definitely a person that's like people will talk about the positives, but for me, I'm like, what can I improve on? So for me, seeing those stats, I was like, man, that could have been a way higher number or something like I looked at the plays that I missed. Those are the ones that I sat on and okay, how can I make a better play on that, or a missed opportunity? How can I make that opportunity? So.
Yeah, and I hear guys talking about the meeting rooms. It's very unusual that you have to do all this through Zoom and kind of learn the defense that way. But the feedback that I'm getting is you're a pretty smart guy and you're picking up on this pretty quickly. Look, Ron Rivera played linebacker. Jack Del Rio played linebacker. Do you go in and kind of pick their brains a little bit as you kind of look to advance your career?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was, my first interaction with Ron, we sat there and it was only supposed to be, I think, like a 10-minute conversation. We ended up talking like 2.5 hours went by, and I was like, okay, like but it doesn't feel like that. Like when you're talking about something you love to do, you can go by so fast. So it's nice having like that many people, playing your position that are coaching you. So everybody's kind of got their little inputs that they can add to help make you a better player.
So it's also my understanding your dad's a Raiders fan. So he was a big fan of Jack Del Rio. Has he had the opportunity to kind of meet him, talk to him? What was his reaction when he found that he's going to be your coach?
Yeah, he hasn't gotten to meet him yet, but he already knew everything about him when we decided to bring him on as our DC. He was the first one to send me like 5 screenshots of news clippings and stuff like that. Like, man, I love that guy. Like, I think he had all love for him, and he thought he did a great job in Oakland. So he was really excited when it happened.
So what have the conversations been when you're sitting there and you're talking to Rivera and Del Rio? Like, what are they telling you that you need to work on and kind of where you can take it?
It's just like little detail things. I think last year I had a lot of spurts of like good plays, and then I'd have a play where it's like, dude, your steps were wrong, like you just completely abandoned technique, and which sometimes that happened, and it's just being able to lock in, play in and play out. Having that focus to, okay, reset, refocus, new play, let's go. Like sometimes I think I was a little too much of like this last season. Instead, I need to be more, consistent.
You have Thomas Davis Sr. in that room. 16 seasons still playing. And look, he had over 100 tackles last season with the Chargers. So he's coming in, still getting out there. Okay, I guess it goes two ways. One, are you going to be fighting for time with him? And two, what are you actually learning from him?
He's definitely, coach will go in and he'll put in the installs, and we'll talk about things. And then Thomas will kind of bring up like a scenario and be able to talk about, like a tough scenario in this play. So like he'll highlight like, hey, this is something you have to be hyper aware of. This is a weakness of this defense. So you need to make sure like you're on top of your stuff if you're this player, if you're this responsibility, So he definitely helps like highlight very important key parts of each defense.
Look, they're switching over to the 4-3. You played that in college, if I'm correct. So last season was the only time you played in the 3-4. Where are you going to line up as linebacker in this system?
It's like coach wants us all learning every position, because especially with what's going on right now, you never know. A guy your starting Will might come down with COVID and then, hey, we got to bump you from Sam to Will or Will to Mike or, so right now we're all rotating at like every spot. We're trying to learn as much as possible so we can have as much versatility at that position, all three positions.
Does the mental gymnastics of that get confusing at all?
It's definitely like, you got to definitely, be able to put things in buckets. And like for me, I try to put as many things in buckets as I can. So, hey, all these defenses we're flipping, all these defenses we're not flipping. In this defense, the Will's going to do this, but he's not going to do it in this one, and I try to, just categorize each one in different categories, basically.
That's why they call you smart, I suppose. Look, You've got that 4-3. You have Chase Young coming in here, that defensive front. How excited are you to know that they're playing in front of you?
Dude, our D-line has me so stoked. We got some animals up front, and it's it's got me really excited. It's gonna make things really easy for us. It's gonna having them to have to take as much attention as they're gonna have to our D-line. It's gonna make things really easy for our backers and secondary.
You've had 1 week of walkthroughs. The pads won't go on for a while. You get helmets, I think, on August 13th, the pads on the 18th. But already early on, can you tell what the differences are going to be from last season to what they're trying to do going forward?
Yeah, Rivera's definitely made it clear, we're trying to build a winning culture and he's not going to, we have a standard and he's going to hold every guy to that standard. It doesn't matter who you are. And, he's made it very clear about that.
One thing I'm going to be very disappointed about that we're not going to get from you this season is seeing those images from the rookie skit. You absolutely crushed it last year.
I'm excited. I'm glad I got that out of the way. I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Do you have to coach some of the guys up this year and see how they're going to do that? Because
no, we can't have anybody slacking. No slacking out there.
All right. Thanks, Cole. We appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you.